Hey everybody, and welcome to another episode of Recipe Roulette, a cooking show where we
choose a cookbook and choose a recipe from it at random and make what it says. This week, in celebration of the beautiful weather outside, we're going on a picnic later, so we wanted a sandwich recipe. So we picked one using the dice method from the Bon Appetit cookbook put together by Barbara Fairchild. And the recipe we chose was grilled lamb and arugula sandwiches with spicy tomato jam. And Fen's is going to actually have the lamb. Mine is going to have his homemade seitan. Did I pronounce that right?
Yes. It's Seitan, not Satan. Or, you know, I usually like to jokingly call it something that sounds like puppet meat, but we can't say the puppet. You can think about it. Just place the first P with an M. Meat. But it's actually, I gotta start remembering to tell myself that it's demon meat. So.
Yeah, let's look at those ingredients anyways.
Alright.
Here's our ingredients for the marinade that's going to go on the lamb/demon meat. So we've got a 1/4 cup of olive oil, a bunch of cilantro leaves, so the stems are all trimmed off, 8 cloves of garlic, 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice, and forgot the cumin.
Yeah, on the other one.
Cumin, no cinnamon, just cumin. And here's the lamb, and here is the demon meat.
We're using a half pound of lamb.
Okay, and we will look at the ingredients and putting together the spicy tomato jam later on.
Alright, so we're going to take a tablespoon of our ground cumin. Oh, a little more. But I like cumin, so that's all good. Cumin, 8 cloves of garlic, and our cilantro. I think this is about, it would be like 1 packed cupful. Put that in the food processor. I like to give all my dry ingredients a little chop. Before I start adding in my wet. 1/4 cup of olive oil. Take your lemon juice, dump it into your vessel with your olive oil, give it a swish. That acid will help break up the oil and get it out so you don't have much stuck to the inside of your jar. And then chop it. I'm going to blend this up until it's pureed, and I'll be back. Alright, so I got some, you can use a Ziploc bag, where I'm using Tupperware dishes just to store the stuff in while I get the marinade paste. You want to scrape all that marinade goodness you can out of the top of this lid. Nice little coating on that. Grab our second Tupperware container. Oop. Bump your shoulder into your camera person. got a full pound of lamb. I love lamb. And definitely not going to use the full pound. I'm going to save this for another meal. I'll take half of that. I'll pop this in the freezer. I'm going to make some lamb stew later on, possibly. Just breaking up the pieces. Marinade in here. I wish I was left-handed to make this camera operations a heck of a lot easier. Sadly, only Dad and Brent were left-handers in the family. Although, with the fact that I have when I did kickboxing, I had a southpaw stance. And also, whenever I use a gun or a bow, I hold the bow with a left-handed stance. So I think I'm left-handed, but Catholic school kind of programmed it out of me. So I'm like left-handed at everything except for writing and like fine motor skill type stuff. Everything else I'm left. All my target aiming capabilities are left-handed. Alright, marinade is on that. We're going to pop these into the fridge to marinate for 2 hours. And fire up the grill. So while we're doing this, we're going to work on finishing getting the tomato jam put together, as well as the bread that we're going to be using on this. In the process of making some homemade ciabatta bread. That is actually going to be coming up on one of our Friday bonus episodes. So we're just focusing on how to make the sandwich. Anything else we need to make for any of these recipes, that's our Friday content. So remember to subscribe so you'll get and hit the notification bell so you'll get notified when the ciabatta bread episode comes out on, I think it's like 2 Fridays from now? I'm not sure.
Yeah, sounds right.
Alright, so these are going in the fridge. And we'll deal with those in about 2 hours, probably about like 2 minutes for you. So we'll see you back.
So for putting together our spicy tomato jam, because as the book says, tomato is a fruit. Why not make it into a jam? So your ingredients. Need 1/8 of a cup of olive oil, 1.5 cups of diced onions. I've actually got a mix here of purple and white onions. That's just because what I had on hand. But you can use whatever kind you like. Let's see, I've got 3 garlic cloves minced, a tablespoon of minced hot pepper. Actually used my dried hot peppers right here. Recipe says to use jalapenos. About 1.25 pounds of tomatoes chopped up. I didn't bother with seeding it. 3 tablespoons of red wine vinegar. 3/4 tablespoon of sugar, and 1/4 cup of chopped fresh cilantro. So for putting this together, we're going to, so I've got my heavy soup pot, adding my oil, and my onions. I'm going to heat those over medium heat, about 8 minutes, till they start to sweat. So gotta sweat those onions. Move that spoon. Onions are ready. I'm adding my garlic. And then my hot peppers. And these are gonna saute for another 4 minutes. So now I'm gonna add my tomatoes. My red wine vinegar. And my sugar, and this is going to cook for 40 minutes. And the really important thing that you want to make sure you're doing during this step is that you're just constantly stirring. So yeah, we'll see you in 40 minutes, or like a half a second for you.
Alright, so I've been grilling the lamb on my salt block for about a little over 20 minutes. Cooked for 10 minutes, put the cover on, flipped it again on the next 10. And now for the last 10 minutes I brought my seitan out. I'm going to let this sit here for 5 minutes on this side. I'm going to flip it. And then everything should be all set and good. Hey everybody, and welcome to the first bite. We're here at Audubon Park.
Yeah.
Ah, I finally pronounced something right this episode. Anyways, let's dive in.
Brought our napkins.
Oh, we should have. What do you think?
It's chewy.
It is chewy.
Comes together really well all
Oh, yeah.
together though.
I sampled a little bit of the lamb earlier. I thought it was going to be too salty, but I think with everything else, actually really good.
Yeah, the tomato jam, really great, would be good on lots of things. The seitan is, I like it cooked this way with everything. Yeah. If you want a fancy sandwich, give this a try. And so we'll have both the vegetarian and the meat versions on there for you.
Alright, so just got to pick a recipe for next week's episode.
Yeah.
And then we can get to enjoying this lovely meal.
Creepy. So we're using next week Simply in Season. This is a recipe book that goes through different seasons and what's growing during those seasons and what you can use to cook with them. Unfortunately, this is written for a Pennsylvania climate, so we're going to see how that equates to here, but I want to use something that's growing right now. So, okay, zucchini relish, I'm not going to be able to do. Blueberry jam, not going to be able to do. Or hot pepper marmalade. Give this a try too. Okay, I think we'll be able to do this spring quiche trio. We've got spinach is in season. Leeks should be coming up.
Yeah.
Green onions we got growing on the porch. Not sure about asparagus, but yeah, we can substitute. We can work with this.
Work with that.
So,
Spring quiche trio next week on Recipe Roulette.
Okay, bye everybody.
Peace.